Oh, well, another late review. Once again, can't be helped. Always seem to forget the day when it's released, and when it is released, well, then I cannot review it. Either way, the Angry Enemy fan here, bringing you High School DXD Heroes, aka High School DXD Season 4's Episode 7. It begins with a show in a show called Oppa Dragon. As you all know, Issa has become famous, especially by the kids, which, by the way, I feel a little bit strange, but hey, as long as the young boys are still fascinated with Oppa, that's all fine. Although technically that can have dangerous consequences if they get older, but then again, kids are not as innocent as people is. Never mind. What I'm trying to joke about is Oppa Dragon is a show, and a lot of the Rias Gremery team have been cast in the show as Oppa Dragon's antagonist, specifically Kiba being one of his Demon Lord's worst enemies, and the Switch Princess who is the one who is gonna be saved by Issei. Koneko is also played a little Hellcat who is also popular by many people, although that's more popular with teenage boys. Was not surprising. So with that, it's pretty clear though that the young mothers like Kiba, the young kids like Issei, and of course the teenage boys love little Hellcat. So yeah, a lot of the other people have been cast in that one. And elsewhere, as Issei still getting asked by a lot of the other people, by his other girls to feel their oppai, which by the way is pretty big. Issei has a talk with before that, Issei actually hears a crying child outside, and turns out that the child who missed the autograph, and Issei, being the kind-hearted person he is, goes to a kid named Lerinkus and gives him an autograph despite the fact that the event is already over, showing great care for the one thing. Later on in the dressing room, Reyes praises Issei, and it's during that time that Venela comes and encourages Issei, not only for the fact that the show is wonderful and that the fact that he's spreading hope through the underworld, but he's also encouraging him to not call Reyes president, but to call her by the real name. But it's also pretty funny the fact that Venela wants to be called mother or mother-in-law by Issei. They're already saying it's time for them to get married. I have a feeling that is not going to happen in the next 10 volumes or so. Well, Rias can only blush in that way. Later on the day, however, we get to see the school where Ravel has transferred into the school, and of course she's using her last name Phoenix, which by the way you all know is an underworld name, but it's also pretty unknown name. But many people do like her. However, Ravel feels like she is pretty nervous to get inside of here, mostly because, well, she hasn't been in a human whip before. She's dressing in she has the school uniform of Kono Academy, as well as a long sweater. So Issei wants Koneko, who is in the same class as her, to take help. But immediately as she does, she begins to call Koneko. Koneko begins to call Ravel pathetic fried chicken. So Ravel answers with impudent spoiled cat. And that's the funny thing about it all, is that Koneko is a cat devil Nekomata, while Ravel is a bird devil. So that bready nekomata and fried chicken is created a rivalry that Gasper actually wants to break up. Gasper, the cross-dressing one. It's also worth noting that when they are side to side, Ravel actually is a lot bigger than Koneko is. I actually thought they were the same size. I know Ravel had bigger boobs than Koneko, but I actually didn't think she was that tall. Well, the Occult Club is preparing a maid cafe as well as um, a haunted thing, all the while worrying about the master and Cyborg. But they're doing their best, and Draig, well, his heart is pretty wounded. The fact that Oppai has become the fact about that. The proud red dragon has become a butt of all jokes. Then the episode takes a new turn as Issei and Reyes are escorted by a butler from the Bael family to a district in the underworld. That district holds Cyborg's mother, who is deathly ill. Because then we are getting a reveal about Cyborg's past. Miss LaBelle, that mother of the mother of Cyborg, was once married to the lord of the Bael family, and they did not have a son or a successor that quickly. So when Cyborg was born, everyone was blessed, but that happiness soon turned into despair and then anger when it was revealed that Cyborg did not even have his power of destruction, but also not any demonic energy. Basically, the Bael family, a proud and pretty looking down on other devil family, as well as being ones who prided themselves of the power they had, did not have a successor with that power. So the Lord Bael cast aside Misla and Cyborg, and Vanella, who is revealed to have come from the Bael family before she married Lord Gremory, wanted to take them in, but the Bael family refused. So Lady Misla and Cyborg was unfortunately forced to stay on the countryside, away from the eyes of the other people, because they were an embarrassment to the Bael family. It was during this time that Lady Misla told Cyborg the words about, even if you don't have the power that you have now, you can become stronger anyway, because you are a child of Bael. Basically, Lady Misla encouraged Cyborg to become the person he was today, a man who trained his body to the utmost limit, despite the fact that she very likely cried on his bedside, apologizing to him in her heart for not giving him the power he deserved. Because many good mothers do blame themselves for the misfortune of their children if they hadn't been blessed with anything else. So, despite the fact that Cyborg became strong and fierce, tragedy hit him when Lady Misla suddenly got sick, a rare disease that sent her into a deep coma. It can and apparently can't be treated, and she's barely just hanging on with her life. So she has not seen Cyborg in her new form. The butler wants to use Issei's power to try to talk to the boob in order to awaken Lady Misla. But unfortunately, that didn't work. As they lament when they sit, the countryside of Bael that Cyborg's mother lived in is actually kind of beautiful. But then suddenly Cyborg appears as they watch the sundown. He and then he asked them if they still want to have a serious game, because he didn't want to show them this side and then creates hesitation in their heart. Because in a way, this game that they're playing, this raiding game that's upcoming, is actually also a game that Cyborg needs to win, because he has had nothing in his entire life, so he built the path on his fist alone. So it's very likely that if he loses, he will lose everything up until now. However, he still do not want Gremori family to hold back in this game, because he wants to win with his fists alone, the strength of his other one dream. So Issei, despite being moved by Cyborg's tragedy past, saying he has to fight a strong demon, and he has an ambition of his own. Therefore, he needs to defeat Cyborg. As the two rivals declare that they leave the place. The rating game is upon them, and Rias is proud of Issei having a declaration about being that strong. So that's basically this. I mean, the first half was just comedy about the Oppa Dragon show. A little bit embarrassing, but also a little bit fun. It's pretty amazing that the kids are actually falling for that. But then again, kids are kids, so it always works. Nice costumes also, by the way. Poor Rias, though, I think she is feeling a little bit embarrassed being Switch Princess. So it did have some. This was a heartwarming episode. The part about Lady Misla and Cyborg, that was actually very tragic. Cyborg is a man who has great strength. Alas, he's still looked down upon because he could have had a lot more. That is just so unfair in life, really. But I like this episode. However, what do you think? Give me your thoughts if you have any.